All right. Good afternoon. I am Jessica Carroll, the program lead for Measure 110, and I'll be serving as your facilitator for today's meeting. The Oversight and Accountability Council welcomes and encourages community input. Members of the public are invited to submit public comments or get on our interested parties email list by emailing oha.measure110@dhsoha.state.or.us. That email address and more information about the council can be found on the Measure 110 OAC website. For more information or support with community engagement, contact Jessica Carroll. Me. OAC members have asked that OHA and other staff who are present in the meeting space introduce themselves in the chat. Please share your role with the agency, and if you are a subject matter expert, your area of expertise. Because this is a voting subcommittee, we will be asking for subcommittee members to declare any conflicts of interest that they may have. We will request these declarations before each full county. So if you'd like to declare a conflict for the entire county, you may do so then. Additionally, we will be asking for potential or actual conflict of interest declarations before each organization is discussed. So please declare any conflicts when prompted by the facilitator, me. Please remember that if you do declare an actual conflict of interest, we ask that you mute your microphone and turn off your camera. We will let you know in the chat when it's time for you to return. If you have a potential conflict of interest, you may remain in the room and vote after you declare it if you so choose. And with that, we are going to take roll. So I'm going to start from the top here. Blue.
Here.
Okay, Blue is here. Henry.
Here.
All right, thank you, Henry. Zeb.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, hi, Zeb. Morgan.
Here.
Morgan. All right, and Nicole.
I'm here.
All right, so that gives us 5 sub-council members, which is quorum. And that means that we can go ahead and get started. Here we go. So the first, or the only county that we're going to look at right now, or consider, I should say, is Deschutes County. If you have a conflict of interest for the entirety of Deschutes County, please declare it now. Hearing none. The organization that you will be considering is Rimrock Trails. If you have a conflict of interest with Rimrock Trails, please declare it now. Hearing none. Rimrock Trails, sorry, I'm pulling up the workbook and I don't have the cover sheet. So Rimrock Trails, it looks like they are applying to provide peer support. Just peer support. You have 2 recommendations. Those are yes, at least partial, and the second is yes. You can find those in your Rimrock Trails workbook under the Rimrock Trails 1 and Rimrock Trails 2 tabs. And you are also provided with the budget and application. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the subcommittee for discussion and or a vote.
So I wanted to just jump in. It looks like they did also apply for substance use disorder treatment. I know I did one of the reviews, and so I filled out that section. And the other, yeah, it's filled out on both rubrics. So I'm gonna.
Sorry, I was just doing it quick. I was trying to scan the rubric, so that's on me. Yep.
Okay, all good. And then if it's okay with folks, I just wanted to go over some of the highlights of what I put into the rubric so that you can just sort of get some of the highlights from me. So this organization serves youth, which is a population I'm sure everyone knows that's currently underserved across the state. their residential program will be staffed 100% by peers, people with lived experience. They don't require abstinence from all substances. They operate their treatment from a harm reduction model. So they're asking for funding for 9 additional youth support specialists in their residential and outpatient program. They're also proposing a high desert care training and development center to support the burn. So we may have seen some similar applications in other counties where they set up a training center to help folks become certified as peers or CADCs. And this grant will allow them to also train an individual specifically for supervising peers. And peers are involved in the planning and implementation of transitions of care, accompanying and transporting youth and making warm handoffs whenever possible. Whenever possible, they also employ clinicians with lived experience. So the only sort of concern that I had about this application was they, at the time they sent it in, which is, I guess, over 6 months ago, they had closed their residential completely. And they did state that they had just hired a new about where they were going to be at. And I know COVID was one of the barriers to them closing. I don't know if it was the only barrier. So they didn't really say what the barriers were to reopening. And they may very well be in a different place right now than they were when they sent in the application. But obviously, if they're for some reason not able to reopen, I'm sure that would affect them being able to accept this money. But so that was just my only concern. And I don't think it's something that, would make me vote not to fund it. But I did just want to share that as well, because that came out a lot in the application.
Okay.
Thanks, Blue. Henry?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Blue, and would also, I was confused by that also because I was under the impression that they had closed their residential program. And I think part of that was because of COVID. I would like to see if there was any way to get Measure 110 funding to reopen that program. It's one of very few programs in the state of Oregon that provides residential care for youth. So if we could somehow, I don't know if OHA could help to, like they have done with other organizations, help to discuss that ability, in the process of negotiation. That would be my concern. I think that it's having referred youth to that program. It's a really highly needed, as Blue has already stated, that the youth treatment in Oregon is limited. So yeah, I would like to see that happen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Henry. And just a reminder, we can only talk about what's in the applications, but Zeb?
Yeah, based off what's in the application, it looks like a really good, strong proposal. I definitely get the other concerns that have been stated previously here. But based off the application and everything, it'd be a great program. I guess there would just be questions. Yeah, if they're closed, how does that work? But we need as many resources as we can get. And it'd be great to have this as another resource for our youth.
Thank you, Zeb. Sounds like any other discussion or a motion?
Yeah, I would just like to kind of change, based off the application, as everyone said, I think this would be a wonderful thing to fund. I would agree with that.
Was that a motion, Henry?
It was an emotion.
Very good. Very good.
Well, I'm going to make a motion to fund Rim Rock Trails in Deschutes County. And I think that our concerns will be addressed in the negotiations with OHA is what I'm hoping. So yes, motion to fund.
I second.
I second.
All right, so I'm kind of doing a lot of things. So Blue made the motion to fund.
Mhm.
Okay, and Nicole, you seconded? Sorry, I wasn't looking. Or was
Yeah,
it?
there was two of us at the same time. I don't really know, but we both did.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that it was you, Nicole. Sorry, Zeb. All right, so we have a motion to fund, obviously taking into account the concerns of the council. We have that motion for Blue. We have a recommendation, or I'm sorry, we have a second by Nicole. I'm realizing how hard Walter's job is. And so with that, any more discussion? Okay, so we're gonna vote. Blue, how do you vote?
Yes.
Oh, Henry, did you have more discussion? Oh, okay. Morgan, how do you vote?
Yes.
All right. Zeb, how do you vote?
Yes.
All right. Nicole, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Henry, how do you vote?
Yes.
All right. And I got everyone, right? All right. Well, that passes. So Rimrock Trails in Deschutes County has been funded by the subcommittee. I just want to thank you all for on such short notice being here and providing the service to your state and your communities. And we are going to adjourn subcommittee number 2.